Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion's challenge runs in the Binding of Isaac. Today's run suggested by YouTube user Psychedelico Duck, which I kind of imagine is like the long form name of Psyduck's name. It's like my friends call me Psyduck, but my legal name, Psychedelico Duckworth. In any case, we have a number of good items here. We have Ipecac, as you can probably tell by all of the green puddles of urine and vomit around us. It almost looks like the vomit is dotting the eye in that eye, which is weird, but in any case, I guess that's neither here nor there. We also have Sacred Heart, we have Transcendence, which is allowing us to fly, of course, and I guess might have given us that Spirit Heart as well, and we have Lump of Cold. Now, the name of this run is Turncoat Tears, and the reason is, when we encounter some enemies, these Sacred Heart shots are going to home, but they also, you know, the risk is that they will come back and hit me, and the longer the time goes on, the longer those shots are in the air, the more damage they're going to do as a result of Lump of Coal, of course. But in any case, there's no other restrictions beyond the fact that we cannot get rid of Ipecac, obviously, which would be impossible in the first place. So I'm going to take Dead Bird. That can end up being helpful, because I imagine we are going to get hit a lot. And this is a run that, it has some interesting possible consequences. That was some terrible damage to take right off the bat. I think we're going to be very, very strong, but the risk, as always with runs like this, is kind of twofold. One of them is that I could easily end up killing myself just due to cockiness, because that happens from time to time in the Binding of Isaac Let's Play. The other thing is that I'm worried that these Sacred Heart shots, especially, I mean, the flying is very important, but on rooms like this where like there's very tight corridors, I could find myself in some difficult situations, and just through like not being attentive, I could easily end up doing more damage to myself. Wow, that was an example of that, I guess. Kind of surprising example of that, but anyway. Yeah, so, I mean, this is one where if we manage to get some HP upgrades, I think we're going to be doing fairly well once we get a little bit further into the game. But for now, it's a little risky, but it's also one of those runs where we should be doing an incredible amount of damage. So I have no idea from a balancing perspective how this is. I think it's high risk, high reward. That is 0 risk and high reward, as we get 9 cents from this item room. And we might as well, we'll wait until this boss is over until we use Judgment. I was actually going to say that I hope it's the Duke of Flies, because he's going to be like the easiest boss I could possibly imagine to fight at this point. Yeah, he has no ability to kind of spam his flies to get away from our crowd control ability. We get Stem Cells, which is HP upgrade, which is exactly what I need right now. If I could just get like 3 or 4 HP upgrades, I would feel pretty confident about our chances moving forward. The other thing is, what's the #1 predictor of our success, or the #1 thing that I could do to improve my chances of success? I've got to kind of go on a quest to get a good spacebar item and power it up via like battery and 9 volts. So obviously, Nail, Book of Revelations, I don't even know what else would really be on that same category, because obviously I'm mostly going to be looking to stack health, because as is right now, my damage is already through the roof, as you can see from my ability to clear out these rooms fairly quickly. But I need even something like the wafer. I realize that's not a spacebar item, but that would be very important for us if I can make that happen. Flat Penny is awesome. We're probably not going to have any key trouble in this. This represents a fairly difficult room for me, I think, but if I get far enough away, yeah, we started a great chain reaction there and picked up a red heart we can't possibly use. There is shop and item room here, so I'm probably going to use our Justice card just so I can go to both of these. We'll see, though. First, we gotta kill those dudes, and now we'll check out our item room, which is Celtic Cross, which, quite honestly, I think is worth taking. Normally, I reroll Celtic Cross, but we're not gonna go down that path this time. So we'll pick up a few extra items via Judgment. The map is worth... I realize we don't need to take it, because I could easily find secret rooms myself. However, this will remind me to go to secret rooms, if you will, and save me some time on each one. So for 7 cents, I think that's a pretty good deal. Our secret room is going to contain another 9 cents, so, oh my god, we're going to get a ton of keys as a result of that. So, Flat Penny is definitely paid for itself, and we're not going to have any more key trouble. What we should do is buy the Spirit Heart there, which I just did. Bombs and keys, I mean, we're doing fine for bombs, and with respect to keys, we've got absolutely no problems. So this is going to mark the end of this floor. Fairly well done, I've got to say. And I'm feeling pretty confident about my chances going forward. Just need to stack a little bit more HP. I would not like to get... Oh, perfect. Great timing on that golden key after I've already used all the keys I could possibly use. I was just about to say before I got interrupted by my own discontent with getting that golden key so late, that I really hoped we did not get a cube of meat here. But I guess beggars can't be choosers, so we will take our item and see what the deal with the devil has for us. Obviously, we cannot get rid of Ipecac. So we're not going to take like a Brimstone or Mom's Knife. We might as well re-roll these, just see. We got the Nail. You know what? I think that is going to make things very easy for us moving onwards. Anything could still happen, but certainly through these early floors, I think I've got a very good chance of success, especially if I can now, you know, pick up a lot of money. The secret room here isn't doing too much for me. And then find myself able to go to the shop. I can make this happen quite easily. The thing is, here's the thing. I always want to do a run with Ipecac and something that causes my shots to fire back at me. But Ipecac, my reflection, makes things fucking impossible. I'm not blowing smoke up your ass. That was the first challenge run I tried, if you remember. And it was awful. It was just like a total disaster top to bottom. I'm not taking the shears, obviously, because the nail is way more valuable for me in my current situation. So, I mean, Sacred Heart Ipecac, I can get that penny. Sacred Heart Ipecac might be a little bit too easy in the whole scheme of things, although it could still go terribly for me. I think the thing that might make it work better is like Sacred Heart Ipecac with no flying might make it a little better. We absolutely do not need anything in here except for the Spirit Heart. I don't know why I bought the bomb just a second ago. I guess I was like, oh, it's on sale, we might as well pick it up. And truth be told, it's maybe not the worst decision, because... Well, actually, it is pretty bad, now that I think about it, because we do have Ipecac, so we basically have unlimited bombs as is, but it does give me a way to take shots at enemies that might otherwise be difficult to hit. I was gonna pick those up, and, assuming one of them was a Book of Revelations, I was just gonna take a free Spirit Heart from it, but sadly, we do not get a Book of Revelations. On the bright side, we also didn't get Telepathy for Dummies, so... I'm okay with that. You know, there's a yin and a yang. Necronomicon, Book of Belial is a fairly decent combination to get in those rooms normally. We're gonna pop the nail. There is some golden poop here, and we need the money. Come on, my honey. Let's see. It's a counterfeit penny. Interesting choice. I enjoy counterfeit penny. I think it's a decent item. Is it better than flat penny? I don't think so, because flat penny's paying out huge here. By the same token, I do kind of feel like I need some money. That's why I'm going to all of these rooms in here. But I think flat penny's going to be better moving forward, because this is a run where we absolutely have a very good chance at getting to the chest. I would be very disappointed if we didn't at least beat Isaac. Beating Blue Baby, you know, that's still something that remains to be seen. We do have a good potential setup for that, given that we're doing, like, highly discrete damage with some of the best items in the game. Thank you for killing your young. Okay, we haven't been hit still. It's okay. I'm not sure if we actually have been hit at all. This is actually great for me. More money, which is exactly what I needed. This is one of the few times Pageant Boys come in handy. We end up picking up 3 keys of Orient R and fighting Krampus. We already have Lump of Coal. Did we go over this? We've had this happen once before. I'm not sure if Krampus just gives us a second Lump of Coal. I think he does, yeah. So we'll pick that up, and I'm not sure how this interaction is going to work, but hopefully it has some kind of like squared relationship where 2 lumps of coal drastically increases your chances of doing a ton of damage. But in any case, certainly we do not want that bean, so let us just move onwards. And again, we are going to be exploring basically every single room, because I want to maximize my chances of getting as much money as possible. Blow that up. Flat penny's been working out really well for us. It doesn't always hold it down, but it's been holding it down here, that's for sure. So, just keep firing some shots in here. This is one of those runs, I'm not afraid to admit it, I think the balancing is a little bit off. I didn't expect it, because I'm always, ever since that first challenge run, I'm not even sure if I did it on camera, but definitely I spent some time off camera trying like the Ipecac My Reflection run, and it was just goddamn impossible. I think I called that run Prometheus or something, but in case you wanted to go back and take a look at it. But since then, I'm always Ipecac about the relationship between Ipecac and other items. I expected to fight Greed at some point, because things are going pretty quickly here. We've got a decent sum of money. This is going to be Key City here, where the grass is green and the girls are pretty. Well, we only got 2, actually. Well, we got 3, technically, as a result of that chestception in there. But, you know, it's a good run to kind of ease myself back into the challenge run side of things. It's been a little while. The last time I played Isaac was actually when I did the race with Green and Zen 9090. Not the first race, just in case that second race hasn't gone up yet. I did a second race with them that should be up on the channel by now, but you know, shit happens sometimes, so who knows. So it's been like... Oh, don't kill him. Yeah, I killed him. That could have been an easy health upgrade. Oh, damn. Okay, that's actually really bad. We could really use some health upgrades at this point. That's the one thing that could end up totally ruining this for me, is if somehow I manage to put myself in an awful position from a health standpoint. And so far we're doing okay, because we're amassing a ton of Spirit Hearts via the nail. But anything could happen. That Tears upgrade is not necessarily super important. Thank you for the Spirit Hearts. And it's down to the next floor. We probably want to get rid of this Fool card in favor of the World card. World card isn't really that valuable right now. We'll try to save this as long as possible. If I can use this on the cathedral or the chest, I will be a happy camper. But of course, if I don't use it on the cathedral or the chest, that probably means we got a better tarot card somewhere down the line. So I guess it's not the end of the world either way. That was terrible damage to take, but that's not the end of the world either, because we're sitting fairly well right here. Dad's Key is not one of my favorite items in the game. Although I do like that Dad's Key does have the ability to open, like, boss doors for you in case you don't want to... How did I not get out of the way of that? Like, I was moving around and I was like, I should be moving now. I'm not saying it's the game's fault. I'm merely saying what was wrong with my brain for a second there. But yeah, Dad's Key has the potential to make it so you don't absolutely have to kill the room before the boss room. You could just use Dad's Key on the penultimate room, open up that boss room. I can't think of a situation where that is substantially better than any other item you could hold in your spacebar slot. But, you know, that could be worthwhile if you're on the chest and you just happen to have it. Maybe that'll save you from fighting, I don't know, a room full of, you know, 6 Gertie Juniors or something. Who knows? Something equally devilish. So, just keep this up. We can fight our boss right now, and we might as well. Obviously, we are going to go to the shop and the item room, because now the main factor involved in whether or not we're going to be successful here, beyond just our play, which is important here. Well, let's say my play, because, you know, no offense, commenters, but at this point of the game, your play is completely out of your own hands. You know what? I do want to go with the Pact here. I want to go entirely on Spirit Hearts so that when we get the Polaroid, we will just be able to, like, constantly be invincible. We're in a very good position here now. I'm not sure what else, like, the Pact gives us. It seems like it gives us increased stats across the board, basically. But yeah, the number one thing... Wow, that was almost terrible. For increasing our chances of success is going to be picking up something in one of these last 2 remaining shops. That was a really lucky Ipecac there, actually. And by something, I of course mean either... That was another lucky Ipecac. Battery, 9-volt, Nun's Habits, anything along those lines would be huge if I could get it. But we'll soon find out if that's going to be in the cards. We got the ladder for, like, the second shop here. I didn't even know that was possible, to be honest with you. I bought a Spirit Heart. The reason why we're not going to buy that pill, even though it seems like it might be a good investment, is because if it's accidentally a health upgrade, then I don't want it, and it would kind of ruin the strategy that I've been creating so far. So, from 0 to 60, and by that I mean from wanting health upgrades to completely eschewing health upgrades in less than half of a floor. But that is the story of the Binding of Isaac. Sometimes, you know, factors change. We have the PhD, which is going to be good, because this will now allow us to identify our pills. So, you know, speak of the devil and he shall appear. Let us now... Just had a hunch that that was the secret room. No such luck, though. Now I will go buy the pill, because who knows, it could be Balls of Steel, and if it's not health up, then it's probably worth taking, assuming it's not some kind of negative effect. You know, a Tears upgrade, a Speed upgrade, a Range upgrade, I would welcome any of those as we move along, but Balls of Steel is going to be my #1 choice here. Did I already use the world card somewhere, or did I just forget it? It's a range upgrade. Alright, let's take it. If I left it somewhere, it's not the end of the world. We're doing okay. I would love a compass as well. Like, if I could somehow get the compass and a battery in the final shop. I'm not sure why my voice cracked like Peter Brady there. But if I could get both of those in the final shop, I would be impressed. But really, I just probably shouldn't be too concerned about those right now. Oh, I was just going to say the #1 thing I should be concerned about is Super Greed showing up in the final shop. But it looks like we are going to have the opportunity to buy at least something. And oh my god, the keys are going to be coming fast and furious here. Well, 4. But still, that's pretty good. At this point, I would not be hesitant to give up Flat Penny. It's already served its purpose, I would say. Can we get out of here? Like, we can't bomb our way out those ways? That is interesting to me. That is some sturdy wall coverage there. And with this many keys, obviously, actually, it would be awesome if I could somehow get Guppy's tail at this point. Although I think that's going to be impossible unless I get like a lard and then a deal with the devil, which is increasingly unlikely. Emperor card is useful, absolutely. That is going to be better than the world card regardless. So I don't feel too bad about abandoning that world card wherever it ended up being. Kind of unfortunate, I guess. But again, anytime we get some pennies, it basically, like, they pay for themselves with respect to the keys required to open those golden chests. That was lucky. That was not so lucky, but, you know, I kind of deserved to take that damage. That should be another range upgrade. Only reason I'm going to pick up this penny is because it could give us a key. It did not. And hopefully we'll come across an item room or, well, it's the boss room. At least we know where we stand now. It's unfortunate, though, because it's very tempting for me now to use this Emperor card to just avoid backtracking. That would be incredibly irresponsible, though. So let's move around. We might as well maximize our advantages. I mean, we've got a lot of great things going for us already. Incredibly high damage, permanent invincibility as soon as you pick up that Polaroid, a ton of Spirit Hearts, and a good spacebar item. But anything could still happen over the course of this. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Binding of Isaac, but as the game goes on, it gets a little bit tricky. Let's pop open this door. We got Mom's Pad, so that's a garbage item, obviously. Our last remaining... We'll get that on the way back. Our last remaining bastion for possible increases in usefulness for this run lies with the shop, which we will probably have to take like 5 minutes to find. Well, I guess we're going through rooms fairly quickly, so it shouldn't take 5 minutes, but probably going to take us a little while to find here. Just going to speed through that, and we should be able to kill the spiders without too much risk to ourselves. I'm not too worried about picking up that nickel and stuff in there. We're already fine for money and keys. Ooh, that was kind of close. Just stand in the middle here. One shot is enough to take out each of these guys, so that should do it for this room. Got another Joker. Oh, I was going to say another bicycle card, but I accidentally said Joker card, and then what do you know? It actually is the Joker. That's absolutely going to take us to a deal with the devil, because... Oh, pick up the keys here. It's absolutely going to take us to a deal with the devil, because we don't deserve a deal with the angel, quite frankly. We have spent far too long doing deals with the devil. So let's see what the Joker's got for us. I mean, obviously none of those are going to be worthwhile. I was thinking that maybe if there was something for 3 Spirit Hearts, we could take it. If there was like Guppy's Tail for 3 Spirit Hearts, that would almost certainly pay for itself. With respect to, you know, all the stats upgrades that we would hopefully get from golden chests, or random items that we would hopefully get from golden chests. We're still just looking for the shop here. That is going to do it. Those guys are going to be a pain in the ass later, but that one was fairly easy. And you know what? Why not take the coin purse here? We know we've got a range upgrade. We do have PhD, so we should be able to health up. We don't want that one. That's the most important one to not take. So let's just wait for this one. It's a speed upgrade. That's absolutely worth taking. Sadly, no battery on this run, but... You know, life's a bitch and then you die. I don't want to take this one yet, but I'm really hoping it's Balls of Steel. That's the Magician. We'll just pop that just to get it off the screen, basically. Another speed up. Okay. That's fine. We'll take our Emperor card and not use it, although every bone in my body, every instinct I've ever had is telling me to use that right now. It's not worth it, sadly. I'm just going to speed over those guys. If I used Transcendence properly, I probably could have, like, flown over the rocks and ended up not... getting hit by the blue spikes and still picking up the pennies somehow, but is it really worth it to possibly get like an extra key or something? I think... Oh, why did I even go to this room? Well, maybe we'll get some Spirit Hearts or something. The answer to that question, I'm almost positive, is no, but, you know, inevitably some of you out there will disagree with me. Well, we picked up a penny and a key for it, so who am I to now say that it's not worthwhile to do something just to get a key? Something outrageous in proportion to the value that you get in return. In any case, though, we are fighting Mom's Foot here, or Mom in general, which should be very easy for us, provided that I don't get hit by my own bombs, which is something that has come increasingly close to happening here. Like an M. Night Shyamalan movie. So we're just going to kind of hang out in the middle, and whenever possible, over rocks is probably the best way to get this done. I like my mom fight like I like my whiskey. On the rocks. One of them gives you liver damage, though. The other one just allows you to beat the video game. And that was actually very, very easy. We're going to take our Tears upgrade, as well as our Polaroid, and go down to the next floor. Item rooms? Well, not item rooms were okay for me. But shop's kind of garbage so far. Map was okay. I mean, Unicorn Horn, whatever. It's not awful. But yeah, I didn't get a battery, a compass. I got the map. Yeah, no 9-volt, no nuns have it, no battery. And no compass. That's pretty shitty for shops, considering I went into almost every single one over the course of this. But still, how can we complain? We're doing incredibly well here with respect to our items. Gameplay also, for once in the Binding of Isaac, is proving fairly well, or fairly good, I should say. You don't have to be the best Binding of Isaac player on Earth to be able to succeed in a run like this, but it helps to not be the worst. So that is basically where I'm standing right now. Sometimes I feel like the worst. That sounded like a terrible plea for sympathy, but it actually was not. We're gonna have another Blast Assist room, second verse, same as the first here, I'm guessing. These guys should die very easily, and we've reached a dead end, but the good thing about having a run this powerful is that dead ends really only stop you for a couple of seconds. This is a run where I could probably beat the entire game in under 25 minutes if I had the compass, but sadly not having the compass means that's impossible. That is gonna be a mob trap room, which we're gonna skip over because... Again, if they have a golden chest, there's always the chance not the chance, but there's a very high chance that chest would contain a stat upgrade like an HP upgrade, and obviously at this point in my Isaac run, an HP upgrade is actually a damaging thing, so I don't want to take that under any circumstances, and I might accidentally take it if I just walk into it. Now, I can't accidentally take this pill, but I think this pill is a speed upgrade anyway, which is something that we might want. Well, we'll wait it out, I guess. We're gonna go back for that Emperor card. It's a health up. Thank God I didn't take it on a whim. I thought about that for a second. So we are gonna take our Emperor card. Again, the longer that we can hold on to that, the better. If I could save it for Blue Baby, awesome. If I can have to use it against Isaac, that's not the end of the world either. We should be at Isaac, by the way, in probably like 4 or 5 minutes. I'm expecting that things are only going to get easier from here on out, because a lot of the bosses that we're going to be facing, and a lot of the rooms are going to be single target foes, which are actually just as easy to deal with, despite the fact that the enemies get harder, you know, as we're on Utero and the Womb. The damage from Ipecac is still strong enough to take most of them out in 1 or 2 hits. Bosses, maybe 3 or 4 hits, depending on the boss that we're fighting. Mom's Heart in particular is going to be a very easy fight, I think, for us. Death is going to give us a second cube of meat, which is actually pretty cool for once, because that will give us another shooter, basically, JFK style. I can't believe I still took damage there. Just to make sure we get the shots lined up appropriately here. Yeah, so in getting a second shooter, that's really good for us, because we should be able to do a little bit more damage to bosses, and damage that is, for once, like no risk to ourselves. I can fire fast. Fights like this really show off how terrible I can be at the Binding of Isaac sometimes. One of these days, I will land this shot appropriately. Seriously? It's been hit like 5 times. There we go. That was a total accident, but I'll take my second cube of meat and move on. Thank you very much. Rage? Believe me, rage is tempting. If I could take it without losing every single spirit heart I've amassed over the past 22 minutes, I absolutely would. Well, this is a very tempting room to use, or a tempting floor to use the Emperor card on, because I don't want to deal with the nonsense from Curse of Darkness, but alas, it wouldn't be effective use of that card at all. But in any case, yes, if there was any way I could take Rage, even at cost to myself that was simply not cataclysmic, like losing all of my spirit hearts, I probably would, because the potential to do so much damage is very, seductive for me. Yeah, the potential to have so much power. You know what Kanye West said, no one man should have all this power, but when someone tells you not to have something, you just want it more. Thanks, Kanye. You ever hear about reverse psychology? We found our second secret room. I mean, we really should not, that shouldn't be the second secret room we've ever found, considering that I'm literally just firing bombs at all times, but, you know, there's not much we can do about that, is there? In hindsight, we should have done better, but alas, we're well past that now. Take our Emperor card, might as well duck in quickly. It's just a regular chest. We don't need money bombs or keys, so I'm not sure what that chest could actually give us. I think it might actually be worth using the Emperor card to skip all of the Cathedral, because then I get the 4 items on the chest anyway, which is a nice balancing factor. Obviously, the rooms in the chest are substantially harder than the rooms in the Cathedral. Like, probably twice as hard, if I was being honest. Except for, like, some of those terrible rooms with the blue spikes that you often encounter in the Cathedral. But, you know, the 4 items that we get from there, who knows, maybe we pick up a Polyphemus or something, as we are often wont to do. And we're just kind of trucking along right here. We haven't really encountered a substantial challenge in a room in a long time. But it's worth noting, we're not out of control here with respect to our ability to ball. We are only at 12 spirit hearts. We might be at 13. I mean, that's a lot. It's not enough. Okay, we're at 11.5 now, so we were at 12.5 before. But it's certainly not enough to carry us through the rest of the game if I play poorly. Like, if I start losing a ton of hearts, we're not going to gain them fast enough to really make this work for us. Nail is going to work occasionally. I mean, once every 6 rooms, we'll be able to pick up another spirit heart. But you got to still play pretty smart if we're going to succeed here. It's far from a foregone conclusion. That's why I'm really looking forward to those items on the chest to potentially speed things up for us. Assuming we get there. I mean, I'm expecting this fight to be fairly easy, and I'm expecting the Isaac and Blue Baby fights to be fairly easy as well, because we are just going to be doing like discrete bursts of high single damage, which is awesome. Like, it's going to be the same as the Mom's Heart boss fight here, which, as you can see, is going remarkably easy for us so far, especially with the ability to fly so we don't get touched by the creep. Might as well take the bomb. We'll head up to the Cathedral. In keeping with my strategy, I think I'm going to use the Emperor card right now. Just get down to the chest, which is actually a little bit of a smaller floor than the Cathedral, I think. I've never actually, like, directly compared them side by side, but I'm pretty sure the chest is smaller than the Cathedral. That's my inkling anyway. At the very least, maximum same size. I think. Anyway, this has been an incredibly easy fight so far. We did take one hit from one of the homing shots, but far from the end of the world. We have one more Angel Fetus left. It is dead, and it's down to the chest. What did I say? 25 minutes, fairly close. Alright, so we got Lard for the health, Ghost Baby, Technology, and Teleport. We'll take Ghost Baby. Lard we don't want to take because it'll ruin our permanent invincibility. I don't even know how Technology works in this situation, so I'm not going to take it because I'm pretty sure it would ruin the setup that we have and totally be against the spirit of the challenge run. That is not our boss room, unfortunately. So basically, we didn't get too much to help us here. Ghost Baby's going to be something, but it's certainly not, you know, a major player when it comes to improving ourselves, like you know, Polyphemus or something like that would be. So I guess we're gonna have to do things the old-fashioned way and pretty much just rely on the existing health that we have. I know Lard looks like it's tempting. We might end up going back for Lard if we find ourselves very, very low on Spirit Hearts when we go to that Blue Baby fight, but I'm pretty sure at my existing health or close to it, I should just be able to tank most of the shots from Blue Baby while still succeeding. We'll see, though. Again, anything could happen. The Fork is not useful for me in this situation because I can't do anything with the lifesteal. We just want Pestilence to die so we can fight death the normal way. Fight death the normal way with Northernlion. That sounds like the worst QVC style infomercial you'd ever encounter. Okay, so now we're just dealing with the horsemen here. We've all seen how this has gone in the past, so don't hold out too much hope for this fight being over anytime soon. I think I've learned my lesson a little bit, though. Oh, I didn't expect him to come up there. There we go. That was not so bad. Nail is charged up. Our secret room contains a fortune teller, which contains a golden chest with a 1-up. That was unexpected. Well, we'll definitely end up going back for Lard if we end up having to use that 1-up. That is for sure. We have just War left. We are way faster than him. So provided we don't get hit by any shady bomb interactions here, we should be okay. And I'm pretty sure we're on the righteous path here towards the boss, just to our left. Would be my first guess for where the boss room is, in all likelihood. But anyway, keep this up. That was a very easy fight. That is not our boss, proving once again that I don't know what the F I'm talking about most of the time. That's okay, though. Now we know it basically has to be in that far... Just watch out for the AIDS poop. It just has to be in that far... Didn't watch out for the AIDS poop. Tower on the right, basically. Or maybe the bottom left, or sorry, bottom right. It's either bottom right or top right, basically. The poop blends in with the ground, so sometimes it can be hard to tell where these guys are going, but thankfully one of them is dead, so if we can just kill the second one. Can't believe I didn't get hit, and immediately got hit afterwards. Anyway, that room's over. It was kind of a nightmare, but that's okay. We'll leave the whining to Simple Plan. They can write a song about it. I got hit there. Really should just take the path from the secret room at this point. Yeah, because, I mean, it was not really worth going through all of that. Taking the path through the secret room is not going to save us a lot, but it will save us one room, I think. Assuming we have to go this way. Assuming the boss room isn't that weird room just sitting in the middle of the level, which it never is, like, mathematically speaking. Literally mathematically speaking. We talked about it from a programming standpoint, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, Super Sloth is dead. Now we just have to take out Super Sloth 2, the Reslothtening. It's also very easy. Poison damage got him. That's the first time I think I've seen poison damage actually take out an enemy on its own, although I'm sure it's probably happened. Moon card is teleportation to the secret room, I believe, which is obviously totally worthless for us in this situation. If I could choose just one room to get for the remainder of the chest, it would absolutely be a double husk room. Even if I did almost run into those neutral flies totally by accident. Those are the good kind of neutral flies, because they, I believe they don't do damage to you, even if you run into them. What a nice guy. So Daddy Longlegs is gonna probably die. Oh, I really thought he was gonna die to poison damage there. Much to my chagrin, appears no such luck. But, one more hit. He's not dead? It literally just broke my brain for a second there. Anyway, there's our nail. Safety cap is interesting, but the Polaroid is way beneficial for us. in this situation. There's no point in having only Spirit Arts if I'm not going to run exclusively with Polaroid. So that's being a little bit prudent, I would say, with respect to our trinket. Obviously, our boss is not down here. Might as well pop the world card. Now we know exactly where to go, so it's going to be straight ahead. Obviously, there were no other options for that. And double Monstro, Red Monstro 2, man. He has the potential. How I do on this run is going to be a predictor for how I do, or sorry, how I do in this room is going to be a predictor for how I do on this run, I think. Because Red Monstro 2 is a jerkwad. That is a known scientific fact in the Binding of Isaac. That this guy gives Monstro 2s everywhere a bad name by actually being fairly difficult. One of them is dead. Thank you, Dead Bird, for actually doing your job. And Red Monstro 2 is dead. Red Monstro 2-2, I should say. Well, we might as well pop down those 2 red hearts from the lovers, and it's gonna be an interesting situation here. I don't want to use Ipecac. That was actually a really useful use of Ipecac. So just get some shots in here. The more I can take them out, the better, obviously. Who would have thought? A good strategy for the Binding of Isaac? Kill the enemies that you encounter. That it really speeds things up a little bit. Spiders are a problem for us. Luckily on our run here, we didn't encounter too much in the way of enemies that are, you know, fast-moving and also kind of hem you in. Anyway, now it's our blue baby fight. We only took 1 or 2 hits against Isaac. If we can repeat that feat here, they're going to find ourselves in a good position. I'm just standing right next to him just so I could, you know, drop some bombs in. Maybe the rotating cube of meat will do some extra damage. And I think we are going to be totally fine with respect to how this run ends up. It's pretty much unfathomable that I could take like 4 or 5 hits of damage in the final throes of this fight here. So that's going to be a reasonably timed and fairly successful challenge run. Thank you to Psychedelico Duck for the Turncoat Tears challenge run suggestion. A little imbalanced towards the player, I think, of the whole scheme of things. So if you're going to do it at home, maybe take away flying and see if you can still make it work as well as I did. But in any case, thank you guys for watching. Continue suggesting your challenge runs. I will do the ones I deem most visible, entertaining, appropriate, amusing, etc., etc. And as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.